Hey guys, thank you guys for tuning in today. Today is a very special day. It's Memorial Day. Shout out to or rest in peace to those that fought for us in the Navy, Marine, the Army, everything. You feel me? Thank you so much, guys, for fighting. Living out your life yet nobody has asked is one of the best things you can ever do. Today I'm with my beautiful sisters. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, but first I'm gonna tell you my name is Mona Yibanda. This is AIT TV Media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on like MySpace. MySpace is not even there anymore.
I was gonna ask you MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace.
So you can find us anywhere. But thank you for tuning in. We love you guys, and I'll let my sisters introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Tanya. As you guys already know, I'm happy to be back. Hope you guys love this topic today. And I hope you guys had an amazing Memorial Day. And stay safe out there.
Hi, guys. It's Priscilla over here. It's so good to be back. Happy Memorial Day to all our veterans, including Muchala Ibanda. Well, not the ones without back. You know, she's still doing God's work, you know.
Yeah,
not that's what memories. Anyway, let's go back to topic. It's good to be back, guys, and I hope you guys are staying safe no matter how much places open up. You guys should still stay safe, keep your distance, and be blessed. And I hope you guys enjoy the show.
Oh yeah. So guys, who knows this song? She got her one thing. That's why
I like her. Independent. Won't you come and man.
So that's the topic today. We're gonna be talking about independent women. I have an opportunity to work with all of us are independent women, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because I think in I guess our culture or in the culture they believe that a guy has to pay for the bills, a guy has to pay for your hair, your nails, whatever. And then when you find a woman who is really independent by herself, there's a problem. So to you guys, what is an independent woman?
An independent woman is a person where she doesn't need a man to provide for her and to help her because she knows how to do it herself. You know, like she doesn't always have to rely on a guy, or a man, wherever the case may be. She could just do it on her own without any help.
I second that. An independent woman is someone that you got your own thing going on. You got a job. You don't need to know how to fix your car, but you got a job and you can basically get around like life alone on your own if you didn't have a partner. That doesn't mean you do not need a partner, but it means you'll be doing just, you'll be doing just fine without them. Why can't I speak to you?
But the thing is, I really want to know, educate me. I heard Sonia say, don't need nobody. I'm an independent queen. I don't need no man. Yeah. What do you guys think of not needing no man?
I feel like it shows weakness. Like, you know, when you have a guy and you're like, oh, can you do this for me? I don't have to lay a finger. Yeah, I get it. Sometimes you can ask for help, but I feel like we can also do it ourselves. What a man can do, we can do it too, without an assistance.
Are you sure?
I was gonna kind of like counteract that. Like, my definition of an independent woman is not like you do not need a man. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I recently, like just 2 years ago, that's when I learned how to, like, check my oil and shit. My brother had, excuse my language, my brother had been doing that. And there's certain things that we as women, your life would be somewhat easier if you had a man in it. You know what I mean? So to me, the definition of an independent woman is, like I say, the basic things. Like, you have a job, you know how to like do certain things around your house. Like, you can take the trash out yourself. Certain, like, you can get around life with the basic stuff without a man. But at the same time, you can be an independent woman and have a man in your relationship. It just means you do not need, if they were not in your life, you can still get by. But you need a man, like you don't need him, but you You can still be independent and have a man.
Okay, so what do you mean by being independent and have a man? Because I feel like you can't, if you're independent. I've seen where some women are independent, they're very successful, they have degrees over the Singaneza Obama, you feel me? But they don't have a man, they don't have a successful relationship. So for you, what do you mean that you can be independent, or you and Sanyu, you can be independent but still have that man on your hand? Will that man be intimidated by your success, or the man will be like, yo, my woman is independent? What do you think?
If a man is independent by his success, then that's his problem. That's his weak ego. That's his problem. That's his low self-esteem and his weak ego. Because at the end of the day, I don't care if I'm making more than my man. That remains at my job. At home, we're the same. You know what I mean? Like when I step into that house, you're my husband. You're not less than me. You're not like, oh, I'm not over here bragging. Nah, you can go. I can hire someone to come and do that. Like, no, I'm not doing none of that. But independent, anyway, like you say, usually the word independent woman is associated with being alone, like being single. Now, there's a difference between independent and single. You can be independent and be in a relationship, and you can be independent and be single. You can do everything on your own. But like I said, if you can get around life on your own, you don't need someone to be paying your bills. You don't need, someone to be calling somebody, oh, come and take out my trash, or come and take my car to the mechanic. That's an independent woman. She got to go. Like, you can do things on your own. Would it make your life easier if you had a man? Obviously, but you can still get around on your own.
Okay, what about you, Sonia?
Now I understand why you put it that way. I was just thinking it like, we don't always need one. We don't always need a man to, help us out, or, in our issues, or whatever the case may be. But I get it now. Like, okay, it's okay to have someone there with you. And again, I agree with Priscilla. If he feels like I am better than him in a way, that's his problem. He needs to fix it, because that's his instinct, not mine. Like she says that she agrees with him, like, oh, when I go to work, that's my job, that's what I have to do. When I come home, it's me and you, we are both on the same level. I don't think you less than of what you are, because I married you for who you are. So that I agree with, and I understand with that.
So why is it that in our culture they say that let a guy be a guy? Meaning that regardless if you're independent, regardless if you're successful, you gotta let a guy be a guy. You feel me? Even though you earn more than him, you feel me? You gotta let him be a guy. Do you really guys agree with that? Or you guys want the definition of let a guy be a guy?
That's exactly what I was gonna ask. What does that mean?
Exactly? I'm today I got you. You feel me? So let a guy be a guy, kind of like situations like paying for, not paying for everything, but paying maybe for like dinner if he wants to pay. If you go to like the mall and you want a MK bag, he pays. Even though you have the money, you let him pay for that. You feel me? Like, you let him be a man, as a man is defined in society how he has to be. Do you guys agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, this kind of also comes back to like your relationship and the guys, like, I don't know, not ego. I wouldn't say ego, more about like their mental health and how they're thinking. If they always have a woman, because men pride themselves in taking care of their women. Yeah, obviously he's living with you, he's married to you or dating you. Of course he knows he makes a lot of money. I mean, of course he knows you make a lot of money. Even if you make more than he does, he knows that. He doesn't need you to remind him, in a simple situation where he wants to gift you. Because a lot of men pride themselves in that. Like, they believe that's their job. That's how they were raised. So you're like telling him, I got this, I can do it myself. You don't have to do that. You're kind of taking away from him. You're kind of taking away from his experience in that relationship as a man. Yeah, and that is going to make them feel bad about themselves. It's going to make them feel low about themselves. Because indirectly, that's kind of like you telling them, you know what? You're only here because, I don't know, just for company. I can do it all on my own. I don't need you. And if I want to get a bag, you don't have to offer it. And I feel like it's not offensive, but at the end of the day, that's something that would hurt their feelings. Just like there's certain things that they can do. But if you as a woman would love to do those things for your man and he tells you, nah, I'll do it, or I'll take it to this person to do it, you're going to get hurt by it.
Right. So how does an independent woman act?
Wow.
And hey, you guys are independent. You tell me. We are dependent. So, yeah? On God, Jesus Christ, my
let's Snapchat you.
Our Father who art in heaven. Please let us know how
an independent woman.
Yeah, Priscilla, you go.
Normal. Like, you should act like a regular woman does. Don't act like a 12-year-old in high school. Act your age. If you're 30 and you're independent, act the way a 30-year-old dependent woman would be. That depends on what dependent woman. But you becoming independent, like you, for example, you've been down, you haven't been making that much money, and then your final year of college, you know, you get a good job after that, and like your monthly, your like annual income goes from, I don't know, 40,000 to 100 or 80. I don't think it should change. I mean, obviously, that's kind of unrealistic to think, oh, this person is not going to change. There's certain things about you that will change. Maybe you'll enjoy shopping more. You'll enjoy going out more. You will enjoy like buying stuff more. But at the same time, I don't think that should change your character as a person. Like, I don't think, like, so an independent woman literally behaves like a regular woman would, a regular woman her age. Like, that's how you should behave.
Okay, let me ask you this question. It goes to the, go ahead, Sonia.
Because I agree with at your age, you know, when you graduate college and you get the job of your dreams and they pay you twice as much of what you were working for before. People change, and as it doesn't have to be a woman, or not just only a woman, a guy changes as well. So you telling them to be yourself, they can't. You know how people know how to act when it comes to money, honestly. So what makes you think now, as a person who graduated and who has gotten a higher pay than usual, is going to do the same things she's done 5 or 6 years ago? You know, she's going to start going to places, you know, guys, let's go on trips or let's go this. And people will be like, I don't have the money. Don't worry about it. I'll pay for it. You know, it's like they don't care. You know, people are just like, oh, I'll live. You know, I'm happy I got the job that I wanted, and I'm going to show it to people. And I'm going to, yeah.
Hey, you guys are very smart. I love the way you guys are answering questions very eloquently.
Leonard, so what you actually think about?
I know, like, what are you thinking?
Don't you? You think we're saying this for the show, don't you?
So I was gonna give you a scenario. Let's say you're independent. First of all, I feel like independent doesn't really have to do with money, but I feel like it has to do in how you really act. You feel me? Like your character towards certain things, right? Now, let's say that you're independent, as y'all's definition, and you have a guy by your side. You've been in a relationship with a guy for like 2 years. The guy is like, yo, I got a job in Minnesota. I'm gonna go to Minnesota. Are you coming with me? Would you move for a guy because he has a better job, and you leave your job here because you're trying to move for love? Independent queens, please tell me.
Jesus. It depends. Like,
depends, because depending on me as my career, and do they have it over there, and are they willing to pay as much money as they're paying me here over there? It all depends on. I mean, I don't care. I'll get up and leave, but my career is what I'm more focused on. Like, is it going to be down that side? Are they going to pay me as much as I am here or more? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind starting out fresh. It's just the new environment. You have to know places. It's really irritating. So, I mean.
Right. Go ahead, Priscilla. Do you have anything to add on?
Yeah, I was going to say that it depends. First of all, how much more is he getting than he was at his previous job? And is it more than I am making? Because if the job is probably paying like 80 grand and I've been making 120, then that's us doing ourselves a disservice. Secondly, my job that I have here, am I gonna find that, like Sonia said, am I gonna find that same exact job wherever we're going? Because clearly I'm not gonna give up my career for him. But if he's just choosing to move, like, it's different. If you're just choosing to move, then that's different. But if you failed, like, to find a job where we are, like, if we're in Massachusetts and you fail to find a job in Massachusetts and you find one in Minnesota, that's different. I can move with you. You just need to find me, like, you just need to give me time to actually, like, look for a job. Don't just come home and be like, in 2 weeks we're moving. No, it doesn't work like that. Oh, you can, but you'll be moving alone and I'll find you there whenever I find a job for myself, because I'm not giving up my career. And also it depends on what point in our age, like what age we are. If I'm 28 and you're asking me to move and drop my career and move with you, that's a no-no. If I'm like 50 and you're asking me, oh, you know what, do you think, since I have a better job and we're going to be making more money, and by 50 I'm pretty sure I've saved enough money not to work, then I can even consider like moving there. So as you set up for your new job, I can stay home, because either way, 50, chances are I only have like 3-4 years left to retire. You know what I mean? So there's no, actually, depending on the job you have,
Yeah,
so there's no point in me like refusing to take an opportunity that's going to bring us more money and getting stuck at a job where like I only have 5 years left. So like there's a lot of dynamics that come into it that is not just like the money you're making.
True. And the viewers right now, I think our producer, they're asking if they can come in and chat. We're going to allow only 2 guys to come into this conversation and chat with us and tell us what they think about independent women. Guys, we're only giving you 15 minutes. If no one comes in, no one comes in by 9:15, that's it. I think our producer, Hudson, can you please put the number, the code, and the password to in the group and allow only 2 guys in this conversation, because we need to ask them questions. Would they date an independent woman? Would they fall in love? Would they feel like the woman is bossy?
And what's the definition of an independent woman? Because sometimes independent is your character, not even your job. Just your character. Are you easily influenced by other people? Do you run with the crowd, or do you do your own thing?
Right. But guys, I just want to let you know my skin is glowing. Your skin is glowing. I see you guys. Wow. You guys are drinking your water and minding your business. That's
Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Grow up and glow up. Quarantine is out here making us grow up.
Quarantine is making us look beautiful.
Quarantine has made us very independent, because some people so why do independent women come off as bossy? You hear like when they go to an office, when you go to an office, a woman who's successful, who's independent, people will be like, oh, she's so bossy. Why do you think that is? Please, guys, if you want, please join in. Hudson, can you please put on the code and the password and let only 2 guys in this conversation? Thank you. So, guys, why do you feel like independent women are called so bossy?
To be honest, like regardless of how realistic we want to be or how much we want to be in, like, I don't know, whatever galaxy we're in, a woman and a man, when it comes to work, are not considered the same person. Especially there's some careers like doctor, engineer, biologist, chemist, like even professor. A lot of people would expect a man, like men appear more fitting of that job. So as a woman, usually you kind of have to work like twice as hard.
Twice,
and as a Black woman, make that number 4. Like you have to work like 4 times as hard as any woman or man of another race. I usually hear that comment with Black women. When a white woman does it, oh, she's independent. She got it going on. When a Black woman does it, you're aggressive. And first of all, you need to be aggressive, because where a white man passes with a 75%, a Black woman is going to need a 92% to get the same exact profession with the same experience. So I feel like sometimes we have to be aggressive. Or even if you're not aggressive and that's just you, the fact that you've taken on a job that no one expects you to have, like automatically people are going to say you're being bossy. You're being a B word. That's not bossy, the other B word. When you're just trying to do your job. Though you have to be a little bit tougher, because a man can do it easily, but a woman, you can do it just as easy, but to gain the respect, sometimes it requires you to be a little bit more tough than a man is. We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
One thing I have to say with that, I love Nigerian movies, right? So, but there's this actress, a very famous actress, she went on an interview and said that in order for her to become independent as a woman without a man, she had to go through obstacles of going to like a movie thing, and the producer is like, you have to sleep with me first, or the main character is like, I don't like her, she's too dark, or she's too light, or she's too big, or she's too, you feel me? So like, why do we always go through these obstacles as women in order for us to be independent? Why does it always have to be like we're gonna get carried on as a man? For example, let me give you an example. Shiba built a house, right? And everyone that you talk to, most people that you talk to, they're like, nah, a man had to help her. She didn't build the house on herself. Why is it that when a woman is so independent and successful, it's always a man behind it? Please explain to me, because me, I'm mad. I have to unmad myself.
I can see you're mad. I hope you don't have some sort of like water next to you.
Really, like, I had it and I lost it.
Like I say, society makes us feel like you need a man to do it. And this, like, some people do it without even realizing it, because that's just the norm. That's just what our parents have been taught, what our grandparents have been taught. And that's them passing that on to us. Because Shiba is making way more money than a lot of male artists in Uganda.
Yep.
And guess what? A lot of those male artists like have cougars. Most likely white cougars that are helping them get what they need.
Exactly.
So there's men who also do that, though people do not want to consider that narrative. That some men will either date like older women or cougars, or that is the same thing, or richer women to further their careers or do that. But when men do it, it's normal. That's him, doing whatever he has to do to get the career. But women, you do it on your own without a man you slept around. And that, like, there is no explanation for that aside from the fact that that's just society. That's what's always been the norm, and that's just what people think. Like, for no reason, they just think that. I don't think there's like a legit reason to think that a woman had to sleep with a man. A woman who wasn't she in the Obsessions?
Yeah. No. I think Blue 3. Is it Blue 3?
I think she was in Obsessions.
No, she was in Obsession.
Yeah, so she's had a career. Like, she's had a career of almost 20 years. Like, at that point, you've made enough money to build a house for yourself.
Right. What about you, Sanya? Why do you think we get so belittled? Ha!
I'll my calculator. Regulate you.
Yeah.
Uganda flags on that.
I'm screaming. Y'all are crazy. I don't know why. Like, I just think because guys look at us like we are just harmless little creatures, where we're just we're such divas that we can't show that we can do things on our own. They expect us to, like, oh, ask for help. You guys can't do this type thing.
Like, I don't even understand why this narrative would be there. Because if you're a Christian, Eve is the reason Adam bit that apple. So I don't understand. Like, clearly it was a man following a woman. But if you're a Christian and at the end of the day you still believe a woman needs to follow a man, then you're contradicting yourself and your beliefs.
So why is it that so you guys are saying that basically intimidation plays a role in all this? That's what you're saying.
Like what? Like men are intimidated by women?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not what.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't believe that.
I believe that because honestly, like, what are you? Because, okay, listen to this. We as females, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We have our periods. We go through pain. We hold kids for 9 months, and a guy doesn't understand what we feel, okay? Until, like, they go to the hospital and be like, oh, I want to feel like what my wife feels. And, have those little transactions, and they put them all over their body, and they understand. Now I see why my wife goes through this, because we're fighters, basically.
Right.
We do. They don't know we do a lot more than what they do. Okay, we hold a whole human being inside of us. They do nothing. They just have little eggs, squirming. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Sonia, what guy hurt you?
No, I'm just saying on it, no one hurt me. I visualize, I watch people, I watch a lot of movies and TV shows, and I think a lot. So that's what I say. Like, you don't always meet a man. Yes, I understand the Bible says, you find your loved one and, you live with them forever, blah, blah, and you make kids. But we do a lot. We do a lot more. But we may not show it. But that's how it goes.
All right. So guys, viewers, please, if you want to join this conversation, guys, if you're a guy, a male, hey.
Auntie,
whatever you are.
You think you look like, you feel me? If you're a male figure, please, if you want to call in. I don't know if Hudson has put in the code and the password, or you guys have messaged AITV to put in to come on the show, but you guys have only 10 minutes remaining, and that's it. Sorry, we're independent women. The other question I was gonna ask, I've seen a lot of, when a conversation strikes between a man and a female, and a woman is so outspoken and they're trying to get their point across, the guy is like, that one is very outspoken, that one aina kajanja, that one ayomba nyo. Why do you feel like when we're trying to get our point across, and we're trying to get our points across eloquently?
Yeah.
Why do you feel like men always say that?
That is where, like, the point of intimidation comes on.
Literally.
I personally, like, I'm speaking from experience. I am, like, given my personality and the fact that, I mean, if you know me, this is my TV voice. If you know me, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you get into an argument with me, I am hitting you for, like, facts, or from everywhere.
Right.
And that is one thing I keep getting a lot. You know Sungu, or you get a nyo, or you too outspoken. So you're dating a man outspoken, you want, or you know Sungu. That is not a woman being outspoken, fellas. If you're a guy who has ever told that to a woman because she's out, like men are intimidated. And if you ever told it to me, period, that is you mad because I've proved that I'm more intelligent than you are, at least on that topic. Like, when a woman is intelligent, like a man, you hit a man from a side he didn't expect it, because he didn't expect you're gonna be that smart, or you're not gonna, like, stand up for yourself, then that's when they make those comments. Now, that is where the point of intimidation, and, to be honest, like, if we're being honest, the point of arrogance and ignorance comes in. Like, a woman arguing you, or a woman, like, having more points than you, or a woman finally making you realize her view because you were trying to argue for yourself. That's not a woman being loud. That's not a woman being disrespectful. That's not a woman being aggressive. That is just a woman having more information on a topic than you did. Or that's just a woman being naturally smarter than you, and you can't take it. And a lot of men know that such comments hurt. Unfortunately, for those men, they don't hurt me. But a lot of men know that those topics, like, can get under your skin, like such comments. That's why they make them, to calm you down in an argument, to, like, bring you down so you can basically shut up in an argument. And
I'm glad you say that, because do you feel like when they instigate stuff, basically, do you believe males play victim when, after they tell you, oh, you're outspoken, you're this and this and this, and then the girl gets heated, and then the guy is like, but why